Okay friends, we are over here at Creation Station and we're just going to make a quick little foot butter. I need to restock that as well as my foot scrub. If you guys would like the full recipe for this foot butter, hop on over to my membership section of my channel, hit that join button, and for $6.99, all of my recipes that I have posted thus far can be found over there. So you can grab all of them actually for just $6.99. But we're going to get going here. What I have is my distilled water ready to go. I'm going to go and put that on the stove. I'm going to heat and hold that for 20 minutes. Once that's done, I'm going to start adding the other additives that go into my water phase. But before I get into all of that, what I'd like to do is measure my vessel that has the amount of water in it so that I can be sure to add back in the water loss that's going to happen through evaporation. So again, I already have my distilled water in here. I'm just going to put the entire vessel up on top of my scale. I'm going to mark that weight down. And now I'm just going to go ahead and go put this on the stove, and I'm going to heat and hold this for 20 minutes. Hold please. In the meantime, while we are waiting for that water to come up to a boil, I got a lovely little package in the mail. It's been quite some time now. Let me actually see. When was this sent? Oh, this was sent in May of this year by my friend Becky, who lives in Pennsylvania as well. She sent me a lovely little card. It's beautiful, but it's private. No. But look at this, y'all. This was so completely unexpected. First of all, look at this. So she made me a beautiful tumbler, and she's got all the instructions on here, how to care for your tumbler. This is handmade by her. But wait, y'all, look at this. Look at this beautiful tumbler that my friend Becky made for me, complete with my drips with the sprinkles in it, because that's part of my brand. That's part of my logo and my labels, is I have that drip coming down. It's like frosting dripping down and the sprinkles all in it. My beautiful logo, a rather good lather. Look at how beautiful this is. Oh my God, I was so shocked, y'all, when she sent this to me. I had no idea what she was going to be doing. She's like, I need your address. I'm like, okay. She's a friend, so I thought nothing of it. You're a friend, you're asking for my address. I gave her my address. I had no idea what the heck she was doing, but my gosh, Becky, come on. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. I love this. So now that I've actually unveiled it, I can go ahead and give this a nice wash according to her instructions, and I can start using this every day. Woohoo. All right, give me a moment, you guys. We have water boiling. Hold, please. Okay, our water is sitting over there for 20 minutes, and while we are waiting for that to happen, we're going to add all of our butters and emulsifiers and get that on a water bath and start melting that all the way down. So the first ingredient that we are going to add is stearic acid. Next, we're going to be adding our emulsifying wax NF. And next is our cetyl alcohol. Then we have our beautiful shea butter. I always purchase the refined, which takes that smell out of there, which is nice. That nutty smell of shea butter, it's quite pleasant, but my customers prefer not to have that. Okay, next we're going to do our mango butter. And next, I need a spoon for this one. Next is our lanolin. It's very sticky. Very sticky, but it is lovely in this foot butter. All right, let's get this and a little spatula. All right, next is our avocado oil. And lastly, for our oil phase, I'm going to be adding BHT, which is a chelator, and that helps with oxidation and rancidity of oils. It helps to prevent that. And I use that all the time when I'm making anything, really. I use it in soap, I use it in lotions, all the time, in conjunction with tetrasodium EDTA, which we will get to in a moment in our water phase. everything for our oil phase is ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that over on the stove in a water bath, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to mix everything together. Okay, while we are waiting for all of our oil phase to melt down on the stove, I'm just gonna show you the last phase, which includes our scent and our preservative. Now in here, I've got menthol crystals. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see them, probably. But I'm dissolving the menthol crystals in my peppermint essential oil. Now they're not going to dissolve on their own. So what I'm going to do is put this in a small little water bath. It's gonna take almost no amount of time whatsoever to get this dissolved, because this has already been sitting here for quite some time. So a lot of it has already dissolved, but I'm just gonna pop it into a water bath really quick, dissolve all the rest of that, and then that's going to be ready to go. I'm gonna add my raspberry fragrance oil to this. So we've got the menthol crystals. We're dissolving that in peppermint essential oil. Once that's all dissolved, then I'm going to add the raspberry fragrance oil, because some of that's going to evaporate off, and I don't want that to happen too soon. And then of course the last thing we're going to do is add our Germal Plus. So give me just one moment. Let me go and check on the oils. They should be about ready to go with the water. Okay, so our oil portion is all melted down lovely. We're going to put that off to the side. We're going to get our stick blender ready. Once again, I sanitize everything. And then once I have sanitized everything, I keep them in that bag until I'm ready to use it. And then all I need to do is just give a small little spritz of some alcohol, and we are ready to roll. In the meantime, I did go ahead and put our menthol crystals with our peppermint essential oil into a water bath. That melted all of my menthol crystals. I've since added my portion of my raspberry fragrance oil. So that's ready to go for our last phase with our preservative. We'll set that off to the side. And next what we want to do is go ahead and weigh that water out and add back in any of the water that we have lost during evaporation. So I'm going to put the towel here because I do have plastic wrap on top of my scale. I'll put the towel here, turn it on, make sure that it's at 0. Okay, it's at 0. Now I'm going to put the entire vessel on here, and then I'm going to check my numbers from before. This is a very important step, you guys. Don't miss this step. I see a lot of creators throwing out, you know, recipe after recipe after recipe in an effort to, you know, like grow their channel really quickly. And they're not fantastic recipes, if I'm being completely honest. But this is an important step. Don't miss this, because this is probably, let's see, let's do the math. Hold, please. So after you do the math, this is actually lost 6.3 ounces of water. Really important that you guys add this back in. And there we go. If you don't do that, your formula is off, because you're starting off with a certain amount of water. You're losing a lot of that to evaporation. And if you don't add that back in, your formula is going to be off kilter. It's no longer going to be 100% with your ingredients, and your formulation is going to be thicker than you intended it to be, because you have a lot less water than you started off with. That being said, let's go ahead and add our other additives in here. Okay, so the first additive we're going to add is our citric acid, and that helps with the pH. Next, we're going to add our vegetable glycerin. That's a humectant. That is going to draw moisture down into the skin and lock it down in there. Next, we're going to be adding that tetrasodium EDTA that I talked about earlier. That is a chelator, and it works in conjunction with the BHT as a chelator as well. But primarily what this does in your water-based formulations is it boosts the efficacy of your preservative system. So just give this a little stir until that's completely dissolved. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. So it's completely dissolved now. Everything is in here in our water phase that we wanted to put in there. And now we're going to bring over our oil phase. Oh my God, that smells good just on its own with nothing else in there. All right, let's put our stick blender together. And it's just a matter of adding your water phase to your oil phase. All right, let's give this some bursts, shall we? Let's check our temperatures. All right, we're at 106, so technically we could go ahead and add our preservative and our essential oils now. However, I would like for this to be green, so I'm going to add a water-based liquid colorant. So we're just going to add a few drops of some green liquid water-based colorant that is skin safe. We're going to let this sit for just a couple of seconds, and we're going to come back and give it another blend once it's calmed down just a little bit as far as the bubbles and the froth are concerned. I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, this is ready, I do believe, to add our fragrance and our preservative. So let's just go ahead and do that. Again, we've got our menthol crystals with peppermint essential oil and raspberry fragrance oil combined. Right into the pool. Let's give this a buzz. Man, oh man, does that smell good. All right, lastly, we're going to add our preservative, and we have to weigh that. So let's put this whole vessel on top of here. Go ahead and get our Germal Plus. There we go. You guys can use the Germal Plus up to 0.5%, which is what I've done. All right, another mixy mix. And we are ready to pour. So we're going to stick that off to the side. Bring our jars up here that we have sanitized. And again, if you guys would like to, I've already done it, but this is what I do. I sanitize. I already have the video out of sanitizing with the Steramine tablets. You guys can watch that. Then once I have these already done, I put them in a bag. They're sterilized, cleaned, put them in a bag. And then when I'm ready to use them, I just give them a little swoosh with alcohol. Little spray, little wipe down with the paper towel, and you're ready to go. Let me make sure that these are somewhat flat so they don't start bowing up. All right, just start pouring, y'all. Like I've been doing this for so long, and I've made this product for over 21 years. I just know by looking at it, it's going to be slightly over what the label says, which is perfectly fine. That's what we want. We never want it under. This is such a wonderful product, you guys. It feels so nice on your feet. As a matter of fact, there's been several other makers who have purchased this from me, and they absolutely love it. One of those people is Shells. Her business is For You by Shells. So that's just going to be a little sample, which is fantastic. All right, you guys, take these off to the side because we don't need those. So that size batch just made about 14 of these jars for me. That's it, you guys. That is our raspberry mint foot butter. And what you can do is just give a quick little spray up on the top just to get rid of some of those air bubbles that have formed up on the top. It's going to dissipate. That's 99% rubbing alcohol. It's not going to affect your final product whatsoever. And that's my little sample. So I'm basically just going to let these sit here for a couple of hours. It's going to settle down in here. A lot of that bubbles and the foam is going to settle down. But there it is, a quick and easy recipe for raspberry mint foot butter. Okay, but we're not done yet. We have to do a little test, don't we? Let's move this over. I went ahead and I transferred that other little container that had the sample amount in there into one of the containers that I actually use out there at markets and events and things like that to do the sample. So let's do a little test of this. The rest of this is going to continue to sit there and thicken up. It's not quite ready yet. There's a lot more volume in there than there is in here, but we can go ahead and do a test. Take a little bit of that. You can see how thick this is getting already. It's going to continue to thicken up just a little bit more than this, but for the most part, this is about the consistency that you can expect. It's very, very, very nice on your Tootsies. So let's just take a little bit. And that's what it looks like. Oh my gosh, you guys, the smell of this and the feel of this, especially from that lanolin, my gosh. It's going to give you a little bit of a tingle from the peppermint essential oils and the menthol crystals. It's so nice on your feet after a long, hard day. Just ask Shells. She'll tell you. She adores this stuff. She's purchased this a couple of times now, even though she can make it herself because she has the recipe. Okay, guys, that's it. That is our raspberry mint foot butter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you do want the full recipe for this, hop on your PC or your laptop, click on that join button for $6.99. You can have this and all of my other formulas, 21 years worth of my own personal experience. So go ahead and do that. Also, could you please give this a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on all of your notifications. It helps my channel grow organically, and I appreciate it oh so much, just as I appreciate every one of you who come here and support me every single day. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Till we meet again, y'all, be kind, stay humble, and make your own good choices. All right? We'll see you soon.